Now, Michelle Obama recently described it as like somebody put a furnace in my core and turned it up high. And that was when she was First Lady in the White House. MP Nadine Dorries has confessed she tried to hide her symptoms from colleagues, remembering one meeting in the Commons when beads of sweat were collecting on her top lip. So what am I talking about? Yes, the menopause, of course. And in an exclusive poll, actually, for Loose Women's Menopause Week, we asked you, have you taken a day off work because of the menopause? A quarter of you said yes, you had. So what is the answer? Should employers offer maybe menopause leave? Janet, you were a boss. And if somebody had come to you and said, I'm really struggling with my menopause symptoms, could I take some time out?
Well, when I was a boss, they wouldn't have done that because I had a deputy who was the nice face of Janet. And when anyone needed to take time off
She's a saint,
work,
in other words.
Yeah, not a saint, but someone with more people skills than me, I think they would have asked him, and he had extreme people skills. But on a more serious note, if you are going to give women menopause leave, then you'd have to give men leave as well, because as we all know, there is something called the male menopause.
Or menopause.
Menopause, which manifests itself in all sorts of ways. I think it's problematic for bosses because there's statutory maternity leave, there's paternity leave, and now people have become so, what's the word? I choose my words with care because I know that people are going to get cross anyway, but some people are more emotionally fragile, and if their pets are sick, many people have to have a day off with their sick pet to take it to the vet or whatever. So there are a whole variety of reasons why people want to have days off work.
So you're saying if you said yes to, you know, menopause leave, then it would be something else, and it's pet bereavement leave.
It's very difficult for women because they want equality in the workplace, they want a level playing field. In fact, in my book, women are superior to men in the workplace, you know, and that'll annoy a whole lot of other people. And I always shrink back from granting some special dispensation. I think that if you're suffering from the menopause, it's better to just phone in and say you're sick.
But do you not think that employers should maybe be, more educated about menopause symptoms? Because they can be hugely debilitating.
I think
but the reality is that men don't understand the menopause anyway. So unless you have a kindly female boss, you're not going to get that sympathy in any event. I mean, what man
understands... That's my point, but should employers not be educated about it?
Well, yes, of course they should. In general life, they should, never mind in employment. But they don't understand mood swings. They don't understand the fact that it goes on for years. It's not necessarily something you have a sick day and you take one day off. So it's impractical to even suggest that you would get menopause leave, because how many years is this going to trundle on?
Well, I said that this morning, Kelly, when we were talking about it. It's like, well, how could you have leave? Because, you know, you don't get the symptoms all the time sometimes. You know, get fits and starts, and sometimes you can cope with them, sometimes it's harder, and it goes on for years.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm perimenopausal and have been for a little while. And yes, it can be really stressful, and it can lead to sleepless nights. And yes, you're having night sweats and all of that. But I guess I'm a little bit with Janet. I'm quite hardy, you know, like I just think in terms of my family and my background, we just don't take days off work. I mean, I go, you know, on the other end of the spectrum. If I go for chemotherapy or whatever, I'm just like, you know what, I've done it, get a couple of days rest, and I'm back to work. I come from a family where, you know, my granddad was on the Windrush and he never, ever had a day off sick. So I guess that's kind of just, you know, our family kind of background and where we come from as a family. We've just always been like, suck it up.
There might be women watching today, Kelly, who have maybe even, I mean, we're getting lots of comments coming in already, who might have even phoned their employer today and possibly lied, because it's still almost a taboo subject. Women don't like talking about it necessarily, and they're maybe nervous to say, I'm not coming because I'm having menopause symptoms. They could maybe have not slept at all last night, you know, having terrible hot flushes, getting up, changing their night clothes, no sleep at all, brain fog.
I'm with that. I'm totally with that, and I totally have sympathy for that. Like I said, I'm going through it myself, so I understand it. And I guess that, you know, symptoms are different for different people, and people handle things in different ways. I'm just saying, me personally, I'm a person that's like, suck it up and get on with it. Now,
well, also
I don't think you should be embarrassed to tell your boss that you're dealing with symptoms of menopause, I don't think you should be embarrassed about that either. You should be able to say confidently, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm going through, and I need you to understand that I need the time off to deal with that.
Yeah.
But finally,
Well,
may I say... Sorry, Janet, go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to say that redundancies have reached their highest level since 2009, and they've announced the unemployment rate has reached the highest level in over 3 years today.
Yeah.
So women watching this programme will be thinking twice about taking any extra leave off because
I
of
would quite like to
redundancy.
be the age to have the menopause again.
Well, we did do a poll. We said, have you ever taken a day off work due to the menopause? 25% of you said yes. Then we also asked you, do you think we should have menopause days? And 60% of you said yes.